1WRESTLING.com. This is Bill Apter, and welcome back to Face-to-Face. Only something you'll see here on 1WRESTLING.com. And now we go face-to-face to another continent. We're going to Europe. That's right. And we're going to be scoping out the entire world of professional wrestling here on 1WRESTLING.com. And right now, I would like to introduce one of the people who's really tuned into the pro wrestling scene in the United Kingdom and actually all over Europe. He's probably one of the most famous referees anywhere in Europe, and he's refereed in also in Germany and the Netherlands. He's been all over the place, and we want to welcome him today to 1WRESTLING.com. Welcome, Steve Linsky.
Bill Apter, thank you very much for having me, sir.
Well, it is so great to, and isn't this amazing now? We can just talk continent to continent, all the way across the ocean. The other day when I was talking with the amazing Red, we were up the New Jersey Turnpike and over the Kosciuszko Bridge and into Queens, New York, and now we've gone all the way across the ocean. It's pretty amazing.
To the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, in England, in my home.
Yes,
in my home.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well,
Technology is fantastic, isn't it?
We are thrilled to have you here. Now, first of all, since you're going to be our regular European correspondent, why don't we start off with you telling people who you are, how you got started in the wrestling business, and who you've worked for, etc.
Sure. I started pro wrestling. Well, I started going to wrestling when I was like 8 or 9. My mum used to take me to the matches with Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, Fit Finley, the list goes on and on, Marty Jones. So I got the bug at around 9 years of age going to wrestling.
Now, wait a sec, only because you're way overseas, we're having a little technical problem. Can you turn your speaker down? Because we're getting kind of an echo from you.
Sure.
And again, folks, this is technology, but it's working.
How's that, Bill?
Oh, that's much better. Go right ahead.
Is that better, is it? Fantastic.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah, so like I was saying, when my mum took me when I was 9, when I was 12, we moved to a seaside resort, which had wrestling every week in the summer season.
Now, was that Blackpool?
Down and said, I'd love to learn to wrestle.
Was that Blackpool?
Well, Gridlington.
Gridlington, okay.
Same side, but a bit down.
Okay.
So yeah, although I did do Blackpool in my early days.
All right.
The same venues that Regal did with the Pleasure Beach.
Exactly.
So I went, I'd put up rings, and then eventually wrestlers would take me in the ring and beat me up.
And beat you up.
And beat me up and stretch me, but I kept going back again and again and again. And then at the age of 16, I had my first professional match.
Who was that against?
My first actual match was against a gentleman by the name of Rex Lane. Although the name might be that familiar to you, his auntie, was Anne Relwisco, who run Relwisco and Green Promotions in the UK. Okay. So that was my first sort of pro match. Then I did the holiday camps in England, which is a big scene. You basically wrestle 16 times a week. Wow. Within 6 days.
Yeah, which is another topic I want to take up with you on another segment. I want to go deeply into that.
Okay. Pretty much then, this was maybe 1990. So the TV had been taken off. So it was just hall shows, but it was still pretty busy. And then I had an accident where I broke my leg, but quite severely.
Yeah.
That's when I took up refereeing, and that's pretty much where I've been. I've done refereeing, managing, emceeing. The only thing I haven't done, Bill, is promote my own show. I've done everything else but.
Yeah, well, you don't want to lose any money.
Exactly.
Exactly. So what we'd like to talk about right now are the some of the active promotions in the United Kingdom. Let's start off right now with I understand that New Wrestling Evolution from Italy is they're going to be pairing up with IPW.
IPW UK, yeah, they're joining forces for a show in April. And already mentioned is Carlito and Chris Masters.
Yes.
But I think that's going to be a big show over here.
And
Definitely.
what are some of the local UK talent that will be on that show as well?
They're advertising. Well, it'll be a lot of the IPW UK wrestlers, but prominently at the minute they're advertising Shah Samuels, and he's their champion. And Shah's a really good wrestler. I've watched him over the last few years.
Now he's the champion of which group?
IPW UK.
Okay.
He's their champion at the moment. He tagged with Terry Fraser as the Cartel, a really good tag team, and I watched them when they came into RQW a few years ago, and they've really, they've grown both as wrestlers and now individually because they split up. There was a lot of tension there, big fight, and then now they're going their separate ways.
Now, why the merger between Italy and the UK?
Andy Quilden, who's the promoter for IPW UK, referees for NWE.
Oh, really? Right.
But Andy's got quite successful at promoting in the UK for IPW UK. He has consistently good shows at Sittingbourne, and names that have been on the shows. You've got Nigel McGuinness, Davey Richards, Pro Wrestling Noah Stars Morishima. Loads of guys have wrestled for IPW UK, and they are consistently good shows.
Okay.
I went to the last one, and again, full house. He promotes really well. The shows that he put on, you can go to some shows, and you'll get so matches, and then maybe one good match. Consistently, and I'll say this now, IPW UK is among one of the top promotions in England.
That's fantastic. Now tell us about a few of the other promotions that are running. If I remember correctly, when I was there several times, there is a double veteran, we'll call him promoter, way out in the Midlands by the name of Brian Dixon. Is he still running shows?
Brian is still running. I worked for Brian 2 weeks ago.
How old is he now?
And that was on one of the camp shows over Christmas.
And how old would you say Brian is these days?
105.
105, and he's been promoting since he was 6, right?
Right. I think this is like All Star's 40th year promoting wrestling.
All-Star Wrestling.
40th year.
All-Star Wrestling. That's right. Well, we want to say hello to Brian Dixon and all his guys who are on here.
Definitely.
What about some of the other promotions? As we know from Fighting Spirit magazine, Alex Shane is still involved.
Alex still there. FWA, they're still doing their thing.
And he's involved in that great Wrestle Talk TV show that you can watch online.
I did watch that. Yeah, watched because Nigel was on it, and I have watched the episodes, and they are quite good. They've got a couple of guys on there. Patrick Lemon, who's the editor at Daily Star.
Yes.
Very nice guy, and Joel Ross.
Yes.
Again, I've met Joel a couple of times at TNA parties. He's a nice man. Nice man. But yeah, the TV looks really well.
So you've been to the TNA parties over in the UK there. What are they like?
Oh, Bill, they're awesome.
Yeah.
I missed the last one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the two that I've been to, I've got some stories, but I'll keep them for me and you, Bill.
Okay,
good
well,
stories.
we know that we know Jeremy Borash is over there quite a bit promoting Impact Wrestling over there. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, one of the guys, and each week we're going to look at some of the other guys there, but one of the guys who's a young veteran over there, Johnny Storm, has just gone from fan favorite to a bad guy. So how is the country reacting to this?
Well, I was on a show with Johnny maybe a week and a half ago, and Yeah, it's really weird because when Johnny first broke into the business, he was young, cocky, arrogant. He wasn't a fan favorite at all. Then he transpired into the big fan favorite where
Yeah.
everyone cheered him. So to see him go back is it's a little shocking actually because I never thought I would see that now. But yeah, he's gone back, and the crowd hate him as much as they used to love him.
So
So
they're paying their good money to hate him now.
indeed they are.
Now,
Indeed they are.
for back in the earlier days, his perennial opponent in some of the greatest matches I ever saw when I was in England was
Jody.
against Jody Fleisch. You don't
Jody,
hear
yeah.
anything about Jody Fleisch anymore. Whatever happened to Jody Fleisch?
Jody was doing real well. Disappeared off the face of the earth. Literally just disappeared. You'll hear about him very sporadically every now and again, but I haven't seen Jody for a couple of years now, which is a shame because, as yourself, they came out to New York and they saw you, Bill.
Yes.
Really nice guy, very humble. A lot of the guys who would have Jody's talent would be, up their own backsides. Jody, never any of that. Always down to earth, real nice guy. Unfortunately, I haven't seen him for a while. So somebody did ask to use Jody, and he was going to be, but the show never came about. So,
Steve, one loaded question before we end this first segment. And again, every week we're going to come back with different topics. But the 2012 scene in the UK, not talking about tours with WWE over there, not talking about Impact Wrestling. Tell us what your feeling is for the 2012 UK wrestling scene.
okay, there's a lot of new promotions breaking into the scene this year, and there's a heck of a lot of wrestlers in the UK again trying to break into the business. So I can honestly see, and as you'll know yourself, Bill, wrestling goes in cycles.
Yeah.
We have good periods, we have bad periods. I honestly think it's now turning into a good period. Houses are now up, a lot more people coming to shows. Wrestling in general is, as I say, is getting a lot of mainstream publicity. British wrestling as well is getting a lot of mainstream publicity.
Yes, and by the way, you can read a lot about that in Fighting Spirit magazine, of course, where I happen to have a column every month.
Every month, Bill, in Fighting Spirit, you are there. Get that plug in, Bill. Yeah, so I can only see good things happening.
Okay, all right.
IPW and the NWE show, I'm looking forward to. That's going to be a good show.
Now,
and what I'll try and do, Bill, is get to these shows. If I'm lucky enough, I'll be working on those shows.
Yeah,
and then I can just report back to the whole world and yourself what's going on in the UK.
Now you can. And I do want to mention, because Steve and I talked about this before we went on the air, that if we missed any promotions in England this week, it wasn't on purpose. There's no politics involved here. We're going to talk about everything. It's just we haven't been able to get to it this particular week. So we'll see you.
We'll cover everyone, won't we, Bill?
Yes, absolutely.
We'll cover everybody.
Absolutely. By the way, let me see that referee shirt that we were looking at before. This is
right
your official. How many years have you been wearing this shirt?
This one particular, I've only been wearing a year, Bill. But the referee shirt, probably about
washed.
13. This is new. I can afford to get a new shirt, Bill.
That's good.
13 years referee now.
Unbelievable. What would you say was the probably the toughest match in the UK that you ever refereed? That gave you the most problems?
Wow. The most problems I probably would have had would have been British Uprising, and the match that I had to watch from the side until the end was Mick Foley, Steve Corino, Styx. Oh, and I'm now really struggling to think about this. But basically, a referee got tossed over the balcony. This was at the Coventry Sky Dome.
Oh.
You were there, right, Bill?
Yes. I remember this now.
Yeah. Was that international? Was that British Uprising or international? I think it was British Uprising.
I think it was.
A referee got thrown over the balcony.
Yeah, I remember that.
Another referee got thrown, and I had to watch from the back, and then I had to go down and maybe save the day. You know,
Ooh.
that was cool. But I would say, I mean, that was probably my toughest. But I've had so many enjoyable matches in the UK.
Well, we're gonna
You
we're
know,
gonna talk about that in the coming weeks. If you fans out there from the UK want to get involved and ask Steve Linsky, you can email me at B, which stands for Bill, B Apter, APTER, at 1WRESTLING.com. That's the number one, not the word. And Steve, we look forward to seeing you again very soon, right here with another edition of Face to Face, now going worldwide, right here on 1WRESTLING.com. Now,
thanks very much, Bill.
How would you say in British, see you at the matches?
I'll see you at the matches.
Dang, unbelievable.
Catch you later.
Something I couldn't say. See you at the matches, everyone.